Heritage at the crossroads. Chaos in the climate of Sundarbans. The Sundarbans, located at the edge of West Bengal in India and Bangladesh and spreading over 9,630 square kilometers, is the largest mangrove forest on earth. The three rivers, Ganga, Brahmaputra, and Meghna, and their tributaries flow through this ecological system and create the world's largest delta. A vast part of the Sundarbans is already designated as wetlands of international importance under the Ramsar Convention, whereas the Indian side of it has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1987. The Sundarbans Delta is famous for its rich biodiversity. Here, the mangroves, a tropical plant, grow as the land meets the sea. They are noticed for their adaptable characteristics like tolerance to salt and breathing roots. This particular mangrove forest is also famous for the great Royal Bengal tiger, apart from Ganga River dolphin, Irrawaddy dolphin, the Indian python, and the estuarine crocodile. It is also home to more than 400 species of resident and migratory birds and various fishes, including the migratory hilsa. Out of 102 islands, 48 islands are home to 4 million humans. They are mostly engaged in fishing, agriculture, and the collection of wood and honey for livelihood. However, the mangroves and their resources also provide additional options of livelihoods for the people of the Sundarbans. This beautiful and diversified mangrove forest is now in the middle of a climate chaos. The rising sea levels are sending off warnings to these delicate ecosystems regularly. The Sundarbans is a flood-prone delta as its average elevation is lower than 1 meter above sea level, so it is volatile to any bulge in the ocean water. The mangroves are also not effective in such a situation. They die if the flood occurs too frequently or lasts too long. Flooding also causes soil erosion in the coastal belt, thus reducing the total land area. The disappearance or shrinking of the land of the Sundarbans is a grave concern for its mixed biodiversity. Loss of human habitable lands would drive people to emigrate, becoming climate refugees. Sea level rise is also a threat for animal habitats. It is estimated if the sea level rises 28 centimeters above the sea levels of the year 2000, then 96% of the Bengal tiger's habitat in Bangladesh would erode away. On the other hand, due to the rise of ocean levels, there is now an unwarranted mix of inundated saline water inside the areas of Sundarbans. It is damaging the ecosystems as salts are increasingly getting accumulated in the soil and thus obstructing plant growth. Similarly, the aquatic life of fresh water is also in trouble as fish and giant prawns are not tolerant to this excessive salinity. This further hampers the availability of water for agricultural irrigation and drinking, especially in the human-habitated islands. The Sundarbans are also the region that experiences major tropical cyclones of the world. For the past 2 decades, these storms have been frequent and also severe in nature. These severe ones threaten the existence of both human and animals, especially in the low elevation islands of the delta. The frequency and severity of cyclones are attributed to the rising sea levels and temperature of the oceans. In the light of the ongoing climate change, it is now a question how these delicate ecosystems, diverse species, human habitats would sustain, and for how long. On the map of global climate vulnerability, the Sundarbans Delta needs urgent attention. The uptake of research endeavors is so far extremely low. Our timeline study of Sundarbans landscape using Google Earth Pro software shows 3 important changes in the last 4 decades. They are evident from these 2 GIS pictures. First, the overall greenery in the Sundarban biosphere has been vehemently decreasing from 1991 to 2020. Second, the Sundarban Islands are shrinking heavily because of landslides and soil erosion. In the Indian side of Sundarban Delta, the Jingira Island is now completely washed away in the ocean. Similar incident happened with many such small islands which are not possible to detect through satellite monitoring. Another big island, Bhangaduani, has been thinning heavily since 1991. Considering the island's state in 2020, the Bhangaduani Island may be the next Jingira in near future. Third, the phytoplankton community in water of the Sundarbans are disappearing fast, as shown in the changing greenish color of water between 1991 and 2020 pictures. It has a relationship with thermal expansion and ocean acidification. The contrast between the two pictures show how fast the chaos of climate change is engulfing the Sundarbans. Despite the continuous advocacy of several international bodies, the governance mechanisms, both at national and intergovernmental levels, are inadequate. According to World Heritage Charter, UNESCO has been advocating for several years to establish an ecological monitoring system for the Sundarbans World Heritage Sites in both India and Bangladesh. However, it is still at the proposal level for the respective countries. There is a need for intergovernmental actions and enhanced research activities. The climate chaos of the Sundarbans Delta is real. It is now not only endangering the Delta's ecosystems, but also our heritage.